Do you really need an expensive professional polisher to transform your car's paint? Today I'm testing 3 budget-friendly cordless machines to find out which one does each job best, which is the easiest for beginners, and whether cutting the cable means sacrificing the performance. Batoca might not be a name that every detailer will recognise. The company specialises in detailing equipment with one clear focus, making machine polishing more accessible. From compact tools designed for intricate areas, to full-size cordless machines built for complete paint correction. The question is, can affordable cordless technology genuinely deliver professional-looking results? Now, in the interest of full disclosure, Joybuy supplied all 3 polishers for me to feature in this video. But as always, I will be putting them through genuine real-world tests and giving you my honest opinion. Joybuy offers same or next day delivery on a huge range of items, including these polishers. They also currently have the lowest prices for the Batoca range. And as an added bonus, I've secured an exclusive discount for you if it turns out you like what you're about to see. So we've got our 3 polishers here. Let's start off by looking at the first one, which is the Batoca S2. Inside the box you get the polisher itself, a battery with a charger, a backing plate and 3 pads. The S2 is their entry-level option, however it's still a cordless dual-action polisher. It's got a 6-inch pad, 6-speed settings and a brushless motor. This model can produce between 2,500 and 5,000 orbits per minute, and it's got a small 5mm throw which is designed to give you a safer finish. So if you're a first-time user or you've just never ever picked up a polisher in your life, something like this might be a good place to start. The power comes from a single 12-volt battery, and the machine even has a simple traffic light display to warn you when the battery's running low. The 6-inch backing plate means it's better suited for larger panels, and I reckon this could be an excellent way of speeding up the waxing process if heavy polishing isn't your thing. On paper it offers everything a beginner may want if they just wanted to get a feel of a polisher, and being priced at under £35, something like the S2 could make machine polishing more accessible to the masses. Inside this box is the Batoca S2, and this is the machine that I'm looking forward to testing the most because of the versatility. It is packed inside here with all sorts of tools and gadgets. I cannot wait any longer. Let's get this one out and see what's inside. The moment I opened the carry case, I was greeted by an almost overwhelming selection of polishing pads and accessories. Coming in at just under £90, the S2 costs considerably more than the S2, but it's designed to tackle areas a full-size polisher simply can't reach. And hidden amongst these attachments is a rather clever party trick. The real beauty of the S2 is it can be configured as a rotary polisher or a dual-action polisher, giving you the best of both worlds based on your skill or your needs. It also comes with 3 backing plates, making it ideal for smaller areas such as pillars, bumpers, headlights and around the door handles. This certainly appears to be the most versatile machine so far, but does all that versatility make it better to use, or simply more complicated for a beginner? We'll soon find out. Finally, we have the Batoca S2, which is priced around the same as the S2. This is the largest of the 3, and like the other 2, it's designed for anybody who wants to tackle an entire car without being tied down to a cable. However, unlike the S2, it's a conventional full-size dual-action polisher with an 8mm throw. And it comes with an LCD screen displaying both the selected speed and the remaining battery charge. But its biggest advantage could be the battery system. It comes with 2 large 5,000 mAh batteries, with each one claiming approximately 60 minutes of runtime. So now you know what they all do, let's get polishing and see if we can tidy up the Suzuki X90. The first port of call is the Batoca S2, as I'd like to cover the large areas first. The key things I want from a polisher is something light, comfortable to use and low in noise, because all of those elements add up and they can suck the life and fun out of polishing. So I like to feel in a positive mindset when I take on such a long task. One thing I have noticed is you don't feel any of that vibration on the higher speeds, but I think over a long period of time you probably would start to notice it a bit. But I think for the occasional general tidy ups, it's definitely not a deal breaker. Thankfully, the S2 felt a lot lighter than some of the other polishers, and it wasn't difficult to navigate around the contours. So smooth. I do like this polisher, and another thing I have noticed is it doesn't want to stall out, which is quite good. On the slower speeds, of course, it might want to stall, and if you apply too much pressure, but from a beginner's perspective, if it did stall, then you're not going to have that risk of you cutting through the clear coat or causing any damage. So there's definitely more positives to this. There really is. The more I'm using it, the more I'm starting to enjoy it. I was pleased to see none of these polishers came with those ridiculous handles. And I was also pleased to get a normal size backing plate, because most cheap polishers come with these gigantic plates, which means you normally have to buy another one. But luckily for me, not today. I would say this is so easy to use, you can't cock it up. The next challenge for the polishers was the boot lid, and this one had stains on it where it had been sitting under a tree for a very long time. I started off with the S2 and went over with a few passes to see how it would initially perform, and after a minute there was a significant improvement. So flat surfaces, we don't have any issues with stalling, but as this boot lip starts to curve up, that's when the polisher starts to stall out. So in terms of cutting action, we may not have a lot there. So what I might do is grab the rotary polisher and just finish up around the edges. That's exactly what I did, but then I thought, why not put a larger backing plate on the S5 and give it a fine polish with a soft polishing pad. I think the polishers have done a fantastic job. It definitely helped with the S5. I will just show you now what I did. So I tidied it up with the same medium compound and the rotary just around the edges, and then I switched up to a bigger backing plate with a softer pad just to finish it off with a finer compound. And what it's left me with is this beautiful finish. Now, am I going to say that we have total 100% perfection? No, not at all, but we've got some realistic, achievable results that anybody could do with just a simple bit of practice with these polishers. The S2 is a solid performer without being too flashy. I felt constantly in control, and more importantly, I was enjoying the experience. Now I'd like to try something I've never featured on the channel before, and that is polishing around the door handles. Lots of fingernail marks on this Fiat 500. Normally with a conventional polisher you wouldn't be able to tackle it. Like so, we've got a big backing plate here, well, the small backing plate, but it's still too big for what we're trying to achieve. So we have an adapter that can simply click into the S5. And can I say how much I love this quick release? Unbelievable. Just pull it back and then pull it out. No unscrewing, re-screwing, unless you needed to change any of the other backing plates. I think this is wonderful. So we give this a go and see if we can tidy these scratches. I rubbed the compound into the comb pad because the last thing you want is blobs of compound flying everywhere. I didn't have any issues whatsoever getting behind the door handles, and after a few minutes I was ready to see the results. Right, let's have a look and see what it looks like. Yeah, that's just beautiful, isn't it? It's really nice to see some clean, fresh paintwork. It looks brand new. I can't see any scratches in it. The thing that's bugging me now is the rest of it around the outside, which looks heavily scratched up. So I'll take the rotary again on the S5, and we'll just tidy up around the door handle. But as for inside, those fingernail marks are well and truly gone. The S5 was fast becoming my favourite tool because there was nothing it couldn't do. But the big question is, can it really fix those scratches? So the flat surface around the handle, no problems at all. It was just a little bit too big. We've got this little lip in the panel, which means I couldn't quite get the polisher in where I wanted to, and I wanted to be careful that I wasn't going to burn around the edges. So I'm going to take a smaller backing plate now, even smaller than this, and see if we can just tidy up those little scratches. Amazingly, I could work the tiny pad right where I needed it to. So for those of you enthusiasts out there who want precision, I can't see this ever being an issue. Yeah, this is so much better. I can get right in there where I want to. Plenty of control. I'm loving this polisher today. I was really impressed with the options you get, and it's not just exterior polishing where the Batoca S5 works. Another fine example of where this polisher could come in handy would be on the interior. We've got cars like Range Rovers and Fiat 500s. They're famous for having piano black trim, which often looks scratched up after a couple of months. So bearing in mind this one is many years old now, it's covered in scratches, so at least it's going to give me an opportunity to give it a polish. The soft pad and the finishing compound was all I needed on this occasion to bring up the Fiat 500 piano black trim. So it was another victory for the mini polisher. Earlier on you saw me use the Batoca S2 on the bonnet, and you can clearly see we've removed some of the scratches. We've definitely enhanced that clarity so it's looking a lot more vibrant, but we can still take it one step further. And that's why I'm going to be now using the S3. So the S3 is the cheaper of the models. I'd actually like to use this to wax the car. I ran the polisher on a slow speed as all I wanted to do was spread the wax. So although you can see the machine stalling out, it really doesn't matter. So we've given it about 10 minutes. We'll give it a wipe off now. The wax is fully cured. And oh yeah, look at that. Minimal effort. You really can polish a car very quickly. It's not all about going for perfection. It's more about enhancing the car to a point that it actually makes it enjoyable for you to clean in the future and gives you a bit of pride. I switched back to the S5 and the S2 because I had a car to finish before the day was over, and it made me appreciate the tools I had because it wasn't restricting me whatsoever, and I was highly confident I could transform the Suzuki without the need to pick up a pro polisher. If I was to pick just one polisher, the Batoca S5 would win hands down. This polisher is absolutely brilliant. The fact I've got two batteries, I've always got one on charge, it's got great durability. I love the rubber grip, I've got plenty of control. I can change it from dual action to rotary in about 1 second. There's nothing I don't like about this. And I feel from a beginner's perspective, you're going to pick one of these tools up and just run with it because you've got so many different things to work with. As you saw, we worked on the scratches on the Fiat 500 handle. We got so many different backing plates to work with, so we can either spread ourselves out or really dial it in if we really wanted to get into those intricate areas. And I just think in terms of price, what you're getting for your money, I do not think there is a better polisher out there in terms of value for money that you can get right now. I also love the S2. The winning combination from the simplicity and the ease of use just made polishing seem less of a chore. Do I think you would keep this forever? Probably not, as you will be upgrading through your detailing career. But as a tool to have a play around with to see if polishing is for you, it makes total sense. As for the S3, it's good enough for the enthusiasts, but the other two are in a different league. To quickly summarise the three polishers, Batoca S3, it's best for beginners who want the cheapest and easiest option. Its large pad covers big areas quickly, making it good for waxing and removing light marks. Batoca S2, it's more powerful with bigger batteries and a screen showing your speed and battery level. Choose this for polishing an entire car and removing more noticeable scratches. And last but not least, the Batoca S5, best for smaller areas. It's a smaller polisher with 3 different size pads. It's designed for tight spaces such as bumpers, headlights, door pillars and around the badges. And if you'd like to try any of these polishers out, I will leave links in the description below. This polisher has really blown me away. I'm so impressed with it. And at the beginning of the video, I asked the question, can you transform a car with budget tools and get professional results? I believe you can.